Hey there, how's it going? So my name's Taylor. This is Matt. We are from Y99.3, also Gateway Country AM 1470, FM 96.3. We're doing a thing. This is something that I came up with. I have forced Matt to participate in this project with me as well. We are basically giving each other kind of a homework deal here. I give him a song, he goes and listens to that song. It's a song that I like from sort of from my past, sort of from my genre, if you will. He goes and listens to it, and then he's going to sort of review it, and then vice versa. He gives me a song from kind of a genre that he listens to that maybe I don't. Probably most likely the songs we will be unfamiliar with when we listen to them, and things along those lines. And then we just sort of give our thoughts on it, our reviews, what we think about those particular songs. And so, first one that we're doing, I have given Matthew the task of listening to and providing his thoughts on a song called "Buried Alive" by a band called Senses Fail. Senses Fail is a band still going. They are a post-hardcore band, a band that I was and still am very into. In fact, I just saw them in concert not that long ago, but back in the day, listened a lot to this particular song. And "Buried Alive" is the name of the song. And Matt, what'd you think?
Okay, so first of all, I took copious notes.
Perfect.
I had never heard it before. First looked up the lyrics, and I thought it was going to be an interesting song. And then I heard it, and the lyrics don't fit the sound of it. It's like dark story lyrics with no deeper meaning than the story. Clearly no deeper meaning to the story. But it feels like the type of lyrics that like the fans were breaking down trying to figure out what it means, and it don't mean nothing. It's like it was dark, yet more fantastical than dark, and it looked like it was gonna be depressing, but it kind of in that genre where like the lyrics are dark, but the music's like. It's kind of what it felt like to me. It was like a soap opera-y story, mixed with a little CSI, mixed with a little Weezer.
Okay.
And so, the band's surely dug for things that were not there in that. I don't know that, but I don't know. This song screamed 2003, 2004 to me. I don't know when it was out.
Yeah, so I don't know either. I should have looked this up probably. It probably came out maybe just after that time period, but probably you're not too far away.
I just pointed up and go, wow, that sounds like 2003, 2004. It was classic emo with like fun, simple chords, like poppy emo, not like emo, but poppy emo with fun, goofy sounds. The sounds are goofy to me over dark-ish lyrics.
Yeah.
Every garage band in high school could play this after about an hour of practice. Really simple to play. And the simple riff, though, got stuck in my head longer than I thought it would.
Yeah.
It's just an easy little chord progression, but it was stuck in my head longer than I thought it would. So a simple song, yet catchy. So, like, I'm kind of surprised this wasn't one of those songs get hit, but there was just so much of the stuff that was very similar, and only some of it can hit on the pop charts. So, it was okay. It was okay. Yeah. Not my cup of tea, but it was more my cup of tea than I expected coming from you.
Okay. Yeah, great. Yeah. And it was a song, by the way, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but it was a song that certainly, like, within the scene was quite popular, as you kind of alluded to. It didn't get to the popular charts.
It was about somebody digging up the body and trying to figure out, like, how the person really died.
His girlfriend,
and, like, was she poisoned and all this stuff.
Yeah, it's great. It's a story song, if you will, that as you said, probably doesn't have
clearly no deeper meaning. But clearly someone's like, it's about how he wants to do a post-mortem on the relationship and like what really made it die. She says it was this, but I think it's another guy. Like they're reading into it, but there's nothing there.
Yeah, if you like story songs, and I do, normally those types of songs, as I think you and I have talked about before, come in different genres, like country mostly. It's that sort of song, but in an emo post-hardcore type of
the Chicks,
genre.
aka Dixie Chicks song "Goodbye Earl" was punk pop.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Okay,
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's good.
So my song I picked is from a band that I enjoy. I tried not to enjoy them because my brother and sister liked them.
Sure,
so I tried not to.
That's terrible. Yeah.
And then they came to Waverly for a massive concert, and I had tickets, and then I couldn't go because my buddy had me as an usher in his wedding. Really selfish of him. Really but Mumford and Sons, and it's from their let's see, fourth album, Delta. It was their third single, Beloved. It came out in 2019, but I don't like the studio version.
Yeah.
It's a really well, you'll tell more about it, but it's a really personal song about the death of his grandma. And there's a recording that he did on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert where like they had the stage set up as like the people were just intimately circled around them and they're performing. I thought the rawness of that was really good. And so it's one that makes me think of my grandma and her passing and all the things that I wish she could have said, but she was on a ventilator and I couldn't. So that's why it has a special meaning for me. But you go ahead and say what you thought of it.
Yeah, and Mumford & Sons is obviously a band that I've heard of, a band that I like, that I've listened to a lot. I had a Mumford & Sons album, not album, had a CD, so it was not an
Sign
album.
No More, of course.
Yeah, it was Sign No More, yep. And yeah, I like them. And so this was a great start, I think, as far as however this series goes. I think this was a great start for me. It is. It is, and it's an acoustic song. At least this version of it is. I don't know if it is on the album.
It's not on the album, which is another reason I don't like it on the album as much.
And I don't like acoustic. Acoustic songs have to be great if I'm going to be into them at all. I don't like acoustic. But this song was good. I think, and for me, like if you do acoustic, obviously you lose something. There's more space open that needs to be filled by something, right? And like, so your voice then is the other thing that can fill that space. And I just blanked on his name. Marcus, yeah. Marcus's voice, he's got a great voice. Clearly has a great voice, and he's got a good enough voice to fill that void when you break it down to just acoustic. And he does well. And it's probably the song is probably a little too. I don't even know what the word is necessarily that I want to say. A little too emotional. That's not quite right, but that's kind of the direction that I'm going with.
It was never going to be a hit.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's probably a very personal song to him. If you've gone through something, as you were kind of mentioning with your own grandma, or something along those lines, I think this song probably hits pretty close to you, and is emotional. There's no doubt about it. From start to finish, this is an emotional song, and it feels like you're feeling those emotions all the way through. But I think it is. I liked it. Is it a song that I'm going to go back and listen to over and over again? No, it's not, because as I mentioned, I'm not an acoustic guy. But if I am going to listen to an acoustic song, this may be one that I bring up from time to time, because, as I've already mentioned, Marcus has that voice to carry through and take up the rest of that space in the song.
So you don't even like the Foo Fighters acoustic stuff? Because like they do something acoustic, and I'm like, this is great. Yeah,
no. There are very few. There are a couple of acoustic songs that I like, but in general, I don't like acoustic. It doesn't do it for me.
Gonna give you some more acoustic.
Okay, great. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, but yeah, I mean, Mumford & Sons is. They are what they are for sure, and they get a lot of hate, I guess, for lack of a better word, for being, what they are, I guess, sort of hipster but popular.
Yeah.
But they're really dang good.
Yeah,
they're really
talented.
Dang good. Yeah. So yeah, I can't complain. I think this was, if I was to go 1 to 10 here, ranking this particular song, give it a 6, which I think is pretty good, pretty high as far as an acoustic song would go for me. So I think this is.
With rankings?
You don't have to. No, you absolutely do not have to. You can, and you can come up with your own system if you would like.
3.5 stars out of 20. I don't know.
Great. Okay. Yeah. No, I think it was good. I think a 6 out of 10 for Beloved by Mumford & Sons. Yeah.
I found yours a dime a dozen, but the story aspect was interesting to me.
Yeah, and I wanted to start the song that I started with for you, I guess I should say, I wanted to start it with sort of a song that is not. I wouldn't say that's one of my favorite songs of all time necessarily, but it's sort of just a fun song that I like, just sort of like a starting point for me. And then so as we go along, I'll get you more aggressive songs if you like, and some. The song, in fact, I've already got an idea for the song. I'm gonna give you for our next one too, and I think you're gonna like it. So
all right.
Keep that in mind. we'll do this from time to time. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll put it out, and we'll see. We'll see if you guys are into this sort of thing. But yeah, that's kind of our thoughts on each other's songs.
Okay. Hey, all 5 of you.
All right, bye.
5?